one of the things I think that kind of some people notice, maybe it slipped through because she hasn't appeared for AAA yet, but Tessa Blanchard being part of that press conference was pretty cool. I think a lot of people excited to see what might become of her in AAA. Are there concrete plans yet for when she might make a debut, or is this kind of eventually down the road, no later than Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, no, there's concrete plans. If not, she wouldn't have been there. But Tessa, without a doubt, she's another one of those that I've been telling Disco about, can't miss. She's going to be one of the best female wrestlers of all time. She's incredible already. She's only like 23 or 24.
Who, Tessa?
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, who would have thought that Ric Flair's daughter and Tully Blanchard's daughter would be shitty wrestlers? It's like, it's like
a lot of other people.
The Four Horsemen's daughters are like two of the best, right? It's like, Jesus.
A lot of other people's sons and daughters haven't been that good, but these
like David Flair?
Great.
Who? What now?
Well, and Di, this one may be a little nearer and dearer to your heart. But speaking of Tessa Blanchard, what have you guys talked about? Kind of I would call it a controversy with Eli Drake and what led to his being let go from Impact Wrestling.
Is that why he got let go?
From what I understand, yes, that was why he got let go. So originally, for those that don't know the story at this point, Impact wanted to have it be Tessa versus Eli Drake, the WrestleMania weekend pay-per-view show. And Eli basically said he does not believe for him that wrestling a woman is something that he would want to do and want to be part of his character. And they replaced him with Joey Ryan, and then they let him go from the company. So
his deal was coming up in a month anyway, right?
That I'm not sure about.
I'm pretty sure about that. But let me. I want to say something about this. That I understand where Eli Drake's philosophy in this situation is probably the right side. Okay, that you cannot, we can't sit there and take the women and just logically think that they're going to be the rest of the guys. Okay, but I'll say this, and this is going to be very critical of Eli Drake, is that I'll say that he's not as good a performer as he thinks he is. Okay, if you're not confident enough in your ability to be given any situation that the office gives you and navigating your way around it and to a logical path. Like, perfect example, they gave me a match with Scarlett. Okay, I was confident enough that I could have a match with her that would make good enough sense because I would be able to know the details and fill the holes and I'd be able to have one. In his defense, and I think we talked about this in the round table after the thing. In his defense, I would agree that if you're going to start having the women wrestle the men, that as a one-off match, you can do what I did with Scarlett. Tessa could have done the exact same thing with Eli Drake. You could figure it out. But if you're going to start regularly doing intergender matches and having them as a part of the show on a regular basis, you're going to have to squash the girls way more often than you would like to, because it's just that people are not going to believe that 240-pound guys are 160-pound girls are going to be competitive against 240-pound guys on a regular basis. So it's like it's a very weird thing you have to navigate your way around. But if I was Eli, I don't understand why he just didn't do. You could figure that out. You know what I'm saying? It's a work. The fans don't. The fans barely suspend. They all think it's a work anyway. So it's like I don't know.
Well,
I just thought
Disco must have evolved a lot, because when he had to do the job for Jackie, he didn't want to do it. So.
Yeah, but then I have. How long ago was that?
All right, but you've evolved.
Yeah, but time out. Those matches hadn't been done yet. Okay, then that I did the thing with Jackie. Then Chyna came along. Right. Chyna's the one that paved the way for all that, because Chyna was a believable character to be wrestling against other male wrestlers because she was jacked and she was a decent size. You know what I'm saying? So pre-Chyna, it's like there was still a suspension of disbelief that the fans had, but now it's like you can do stuff like that because all the rest of the fans think this is art. You can go, like, those two artists can go out there and perform a performance, that we look at as art. But like,
very true.
Yeah, and a lot of the fans today, bro, they're not looking at it as like, oh my God, Disco's going to kill her, because they know it's a work, because everything
they're going to be entertained. They don't care about the details.
They know what they're showing. If Eli Drake versus Tessa Blanchard is written on the marquee and the fans are paying to go, they kind of know what they're going to get out of that. It's going to be a match. It's going to be a gimmick. They'll figure it out. But it's like if they just like they're not just going to have Eli Drake just go walk up to her and put her in a small cradle and pin her, which he probably could do. So it's just like the fans that are paying and the fans that are watching know what they're going to get into. I think Eli made a mistake. I would tell him that too to his face.